Today, folks, is a very exciting day. Over the past 10 months, I have been relentlessly testing both on camera and off camera different detailing products, household cleaners, and ceramic coatings for the Tesla Cybertruck. In all honesty, it's been a very frustrating process, but it's been quite a fun process as well to really take my detailing cap off, relearn how to play with a completely new material in the automotive market, and figure out what works and what really doesn't work. Now, over those past 10 months, I've got the cleaning aspect done with the Barkeeper's Friend Windex solution that I've figured out. But the last factor that I haven't really figured out and dialed in so much is the protection aspect, something like a ceramic coating. But I have finally found the one. This, in my opinion, is the best ceramic coating I have tested on the Tesla Cybertruck. And at this point, I've tested between 20 and 30 different coatings on it. But today, we're going to be installing Clean by Pan the Organizer's 8-year ceramic coating on the stainless steel of the Tesla Cybertruck. Welcome back to another out of spec detailing video here from Clear Detailing in Northern Colorado. Let's jump into it. In typical out-of-spec fashion, this is going to be a long, detail-oriented video so that I can give all of the information I have over my 10+ months of testing with the Tesla Cybertruck directly to you. I will chapterize this video so you guys can skip over the stuff you don't care about and skip directly to the stuff you do care about. Now, in today's video, we're going to go through everything from first off starting, why would you even want to install a ceramic coating on your Tesla Cybertruck, to how do you prep for a ceramic coating, as well as how do you even install the darn thing, as well as talking about the hydrophobic properties that Clean by Pan the Organizer's 8-year ceramic coating has. It's truly unbelievable, so stay tuned. I think you guys are going to absolutely love this video, and I think a lot of you are going to want to get your Cybertrucks coated instead of just throwing PPF or a vinyl wrap on them. I want to show you some of the incredible benefits on an already coated panel with Clean by Pan the Organizer's 8-year ceramic coating. This entire hood and this whole front fascia has already been coated. It was coated about 12 hours ago, so this is not even fully cured. Now, first off, one of the biggest questions folks are going to have, how does this do with fingerprints? Well, just like anything, whether it's paint, whether it's glass, or in this case, coated stainless steel, you're still going to get fingerprints. Now, the massive benefit with this is now that we have an added layer of protection there, it's not a pain in the butt to get these off. You can simply grab something like Adam's waterless wash, mist a little spray on there, and boom, wipe it away just like you would on paint or glass. So that is truly incredible. Before, with raw naked stainless steel, fingerprints would really bake into there. They would just look like oily, of course, fingerprints and grease spots in there. But this to me looks absolutely incredible. Next, let's talk about the hydrophobic properties of this coating. Honestly, insane. So let's just take some clear water here. That to me is absolutely insane. Now, we'll get into the benefits also with ceramic coating, but the biggest thing you want to know is ceramic coatings are really made to keep your car cleaner for longer. And then, of course, when they do get dirty, this stuff is not snake oil. Yes, you still need to maintain it. It's going to clean up a heck of a lot easier. But this demonstration to me shows you all you really need to know about this coating. So let's jump into why you would first off ceramic coat this, talk a little bit more about that. Then we'll get into the prep, the install, and of course, some more hydrophobic properties. So let's talk about, first off, why would you even want to put a ceramic coating on the stainless steel of the Cybertruck? This thing can take bullets. It can take kicking it. It can take hammers to the door. Who cares? It's stainless steel. Let it get completely filthy. Well, I'll tell you from the countless DMs, comments, and phone calls I receive from Cybertruck owners, there's a vast majority of people out there who actually do care about how their truck looks, and they don't want it to look like a complete mess. Now, there's also a big camp out there of, this thing's a truck. I don't really care what it looks like. It's going to get muddy. It's going to get snowy. It's a truck. It's meant to do truck things. Great. I will tell you this video is genuinely not for you, and that's completely okay. Do with whatever your $100,000+ truck you would like. But I'm telling you, this is for those of you who are detailing enthusiasts and detailing nerds like myself. Now, the whole reason we ceramic coat basically anything is to put a layer of protection on it. This is not snake oil. This is not something that you're never going to have to wash wash your vehicle again, but it is there to be a layer of protection. This is going to help against fingerprints, as you already saw in the demonstration. It's going to be easier to clean using products like we see normally in a professional detailing sense, like using waterless washes, using normal soaps to get water spotting, fingerprints, as well as different stains out of the vehicle's finish. It's very important here, in my opinion, to have a ceramic coating instead of doing the barkeeper's friend Windex solution every couple of months. To me, you're just kind of spending a ton of time doing that, not protecting it whatsoever. So why not put a ceramic coating on there, spend 150 bucks or whatever it is for the coating, and then make your life a whole heck of a lot easier to keep clean. So I do love ceramic coatings because they keep your car cleaner longer, and then when they do inevitably need a wash, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier to clean up. Of course, the front end here on the Tesla Cybertruck is an absolute bug magnet. I know that from experience with our out-of-spec Cyber Beast. Every time we take that on a road trip, covered in bug guts, they're a pain to get on and off. Now, I have played, of course, with a bunch of different ceramic coatings out there. One of the biggest ones, and one of my other favorite ones that I've found, is DIY Detail's metal coating. Now, this is specifically made for metal. We'll get into more of this later on. This is actually a paint coating, but that we're installing on stainless steel. So again, we'll get into that and talk a little more later. But I really think the benefits of having a ceramic coating to make your car cleaner longer and clean up a heck of a lot easier are really worth a small amount of money to do this. Now, you can have a professional do this, of course, or honestly, with the Cybertruck, you can really do this at home for very little cost. Probably going to cost you a little bit of elbow strain and shoulder strain, of course, doing barkeeper's friend and Windex. But I think this is a great weekend project for a lot of enthusiasts out there, and I think a lot of you will see some amazing benefits from it. So now that we'd understand why we want to even install a ceramic coating on the stainless steel, let's dive into a little bit of Clean by Pan the Organizer's 8-year ceramic coating. Now, things have transpired quickly over the past week. Now, I want to quickly talk about a little bit of a backstory of how I came to just decide to purchase this and throw it on a Cybertruck and see what happens. I was scrolling through YouTube Studio, where we see comments on the back end as content creators, and scrolling through and I see a comment from Pan the Organizer, and I go, that can't be real. Is this really true? And I see a comment. He said, listen, dude, I've been watching your channel for a long time. Absolutely love the content you're producing. If you'd like to collaborate in the future, make a video for my channel, I would love to have you on. It transpired about an hour later. I hop on a phone call with Pan, have a 45-minute long conversation talking about detailing, cars that we like, all different sorts of stuff. It was truly incredible that somebody like that I very much looked up to. When I started detailing 10 plus years ago, I have not really gone to professional training. I've learned by teaching myself how to do it and watching YouTube videos just like this. Been watching Pan the Organizer, guys like Larry Cosilla from Ammo NYC, of course, guys like Kevin Brown, like they are up on a pedestal for me. So for Pan to reach out and say, I love your channel, been watching your stuff forever, I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. We got talking a little bit more. He lives up in Canada. We were talking a lot about the Cybertruck content that I've been producing, and he said he's never seen one in person, let alone detailed one. I offered him an invitation to come play around with our out-of-spec Cyber Beast here at the shop. He said, listen, my schedule's crazy right now. I just launched a brand new product line. I'm, of course, a content creator. I just don't have time. So we got talking a little bit more about his new coating, his new line, and he said, hey, did you know that this coating can actually be installed on metal? He goes, I actually haven't installed it on metal, but I think it can actually work on metal. He goes, I've talked to my chemists a lot. They said it can really be used on that. And that goes light bulb in my head. I said, I actually have a Cybertruck coming in on Monday. What do you think about installing your coating on that and making that our collaborative video? And he was pumped with the idea, thinking, okay, I haven't had a Cybertruck on my channel at all. Let's do this because you're kind of the Cybertruck expert. A lot of people look to me to figure out what to do with the stainless steel on the Cybertruck because I was one of the first ones, if not the first one in the world, to do any sort of content on it. I ended up purchasing his 8-year ceramic coating and got it shipped here, came quickly within 2 days, and I just threw it on this truck, really without knowing what was gonna happen. And honestly, my expectations were blown away. Now at the time, Pan said, hey, I don't know if this is gonna work, so you know, if it doesn't work, of course, let's not make a video. If you're happy with it, you feel like it's something you want to put your name on, then let's do it. So here we are making that video. Of course, I was blown away with it. So let's quickly talk about this coating. Now, Pan has two different ceramic coatings. He has a 3-year ceramic coating and an 8-year. And I talked to him saying, hey, should we do 3-year? Should we do 8-year? He said, you know, on Cybertruck, we have a lot of film build in this ceramic coating. Let's try out the 8-year. Again, I purchased it with my own money. This was not Pan shipping me some products to make a review with, to get more engagement and things like that. I spent my own money on it, and I was going to make a review on it, whether it worked or didn't work. But here we are. So Pan's coatings, the 3-year retails at $99. The 8-year retails at $149, so a $50 difference. In all honesty, a lot of people look at that, especially for a 30 ml bottle, and go, wow, that's very expensive. I won't say it's not inexpensive. It's definitely on the more expensive side, but Pan thinks this is truly the best ceramic coating ever created. Now, of course, we're going to be testing this on painted vehicles, on my own cars, and really put it to the test versus other ceramic coatings. Stay tuned for more information on my channel for that. But I really was intrigued by kind of the thought process he went into creating his product line, using the highest quality products, really figuring out what chemists would be able to figure out a ceramic coating versus panel prep versus sprays and shampoos and all of that different stuff. There is so much that goes into this that I don't think a lot of you folks behind the camera appreciate, let alone myself. I'm very critical on detailing products. You know, I'll test out a new product. I go, this is crap. I'm going to throw it in the trash. And others that I just fall in love with. And honestly, this is feeling like one of those. So let's quickly talk about this coating. 8-year coating. Now, the great thing about this, contact angle for our water, 110 degrees, very, very high. You can get really nerdy into this, but it's basically measuring the angle of the water beads sitting on said panel. The pH resistance in this is 1 to 14, so it's actually higher than most coatings, which means for something like the Tesla Cybertruck here that's going to be off-roaded, it's going to be here in the Colorado winters with salt and mag chloride on the roads, the coating is going to be very chemical resistant, so I absolutely love that. Now, one of the big benefits with Pan's coating is actually after you coat the vehicle, it can go outside and get rained on within an hour of install. That is honestly a huge breakthrough in the detailing industry. There's a few other coatings with that, but the biggest thing here with the stainless steel, Pan talked to his chemist. We've been going back and forth. He said, I'd really like you to install this, wait 12 hours, ideally 24 hours before getting it wet. You saw what 12 hours looked like on there, so the coating is still curing. Now, our chemical resistance really takes up to 7 days, which is pretty normal for a ceramic coating, but our pH neutral resistance is only at 12 hours. This is for paint, very different than stainless steel. Again, we'll talk through all of this, but I really think there's a lot of very cool benefits here. Now, again, this is a very small bottle, and I'm anxious to see if I can do the rest of the Cybertruck with only a 30 ml bottle. So next, let's get into prep and talk about what it takes to get the stainless steel ready to accept a ceramic coating. Now, I want to ease your mind a little bit when talking about ceramic coatings. A lot of professional detailers out there make ceramic coatings feel very scary and very cumbersome. In all honesty, from my experience coating 1,000+ vehicles, the ceramic coating is actually the easy part. But the most important part is actually your prep stage. Now, think about a normal painted vehicle. If you have water spots, some bird poop etching, some bug stain etching, swirl marks, sanding marks, you're not going to encapsulate all of that with a ceramic coating because the finish isn't going to look very good, and it's also not going to bond very well to that. So instead, what we do here on the Tesla Cybertruck is get the finish absolutely perfectly smooth, and this plays a big role into how your truck will look after the actual ceramic coating. Now, over here, this is really the method that I figured out back early January of this year, over 10 months ago. And the solution I found best to absolutely perfectly and immaculately clean the Tesla Cybertruck is by using Barkeeper's Friend and Windex. Now, this does a lot of things. Basically, super cleans the surface, getting out any heavy induced fingerprint marks, getting out any water spots, getting out any of that tea staining we're talking about, turning it kind of this warm orange color, as well as, of course, getting any environmental fallout. Now, you can absolutely install this ceramic coating without doing this, but I'm going to tell you it's not going to look as good unless you do this. So I would highly recommend it. Now, I have produced probably 4 to 5 videos showing step by step on how to do this procedure. A lot of people still ask me about it. I would highly recommend, and I'll leave this in the link in the description below, for you to go watch how I physically do that. It's a very important thing to do, in my opinion. Now, there's 2 different ways you can do it. You can do it 100% by hand. I have done about 3 Cybertrucks all like this. Or if you have a 3-inch or even 6-inch polisher laying around, you can use it like this. Essentially what you're doing, putting a little barkeeper's friend on here, you're either using it on machine or blowing your shoulder out by doing it by hand. It's totally doable, but I'm just telling you, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of strain on your body while doing it. Put a little on there, work that stuff in, and what you'll see is the finish comes out very bright silver. It looks extremely uniform. That's one of the biggest issues with the stainless steel on the Tesla Cybertruck, is that if you're putting any sort of product on there, it creates a lot of streaks, it looks very splotchy, and it looks very ununiform. So this to me is a very important step. Again, I'm not gonna be showing this here on this truck today. Now, I've already coated the front hood and this front section here, but the rest of the truck has not been coated. I've gone through, done all of the barkeeper's friend Windex solution, gone through that. Again, I'll leave that in the link in the description below. The next, and this is the most important step, is using a panel prep spray. Now, Barkeeper's Friend is an acid. It also has compound abrasives and also probably has quite a bit of oils in it. Now, for a ceramic coating to last a long time and physically bond to the surface, we need to make sure all of that is completely off. Now, the Windex does a good job getting the Barkeeper's Friend off, but we want to make sure 100% of that is completely off. Now, in traditional paint coatings, we do this as well. After we do our compound and our polish, we wipe down the panel, making sure we're getting all of those polishing oils off, giving the insurance policy of making sure that ceramic coating is physically bonding there. Now, on the Cybertruck, we're going to be using Clean by Panley Organizer's panel prep spray. Lots of stuff and technology and science and chemistry that is well beyond my pay grade went into this little bottle here. But what we're going to do here, and I'll show you on the panel, we're going to spray some down, make sure it's 100% clean, and boom, then we get into our ceramic coating. It sounds very easy. It is a little bit time intensive, but this step is a very, very, very critical step that you guys need to make sure you are not skipping over. So let's get into the install demo. Let's get the panel wiped down and let's throw on a ceramic coating. Now, this should be how your truck should look after you've done the Barkeeper's Friend and Windex solution. Should look very even, should look very cohesive, should also have this very cool hue. Again, that's a very important step for getting all of that crud off of there. Now, the panel prep spray, if you have water spots or even some deeper fingerprints in there, you may not get them 100% off. So I really highly, again, recommend you do Barkeeper's Friend Windex solution. Now, this is the really important step, is using our panel prep spray. Again, the whole intention of this is to pull off all of those oils, anything left over on the surface, and we want to get it 100% perfectly clean. So it's a very simple process here. I'd recommend you do this to the entire truck, not one panel at a time, coating that panel, moving on. Do the whole truck at once. Going to give this 2 sprays, 1 spray here on the panel, and you're going to work this in. You're going to go side to side here, and you're going to go up and down. Now, what I also like to do is actually do this twice. So flip your towel over, spray, spray, spray. Once you get this kind of wet and the product working a little bit, you're going to use less. But that's really all this step is down to. It's a very simple process, but a very critical one. So I'm going to spend a few minutes here going around the entirety of the truck, getting all the stainless steel perfectly clean and ready to go for coating. Your panel should feel very sticky. There should be nothing left over. Hopefully you can hear this. That's ready to go for our ceramic coating. Now, ideally, you want to wait 10 to 15 minutes after your panel prep just to ensure everything's dried out and there's nothing left on the surface, but I think we should be good to go now. So here is our 8-year coating we get in the box. This is a 1-ounce bottle, 30 milliliters, and we're going to be installing it. Now, honestly, I haven't coated an entire Cybertruck with this yet, so I don't know how much you're gonna go through. Now there's a few different things with this coating compared to very traditional ceramic coatings. First off, it has a big film build on it, which means it's a little bit thicker than we're used to. So pouring it out of the bottle, you kind of have to really shake it and even kind of dap it onto your coating applicator. Speaking of coating applicators, this is the one that comes in the box, and I'm not a big fan of this for a few reasons. Number one, it's white. When you're trying to put it onto the actual applicator, putting the coating on there, you can't really see it, so you don't know how much you actually have. So instead, I pitched this away. I also feel like it's a little too big. This is my preferred coating applicator for all types of coatings. Glass coating, stainless steel, paint, plastic, trim, seats, whatever it may be. These are from Auto Fiber. These are the coating savers. They have a little hydrophobic barrier in them so that you're not getting ceramic coating into the foam that's inside of here. I absolutely love these. Now the next two things we need here are two of our wipe off towels. Again, using Costco clean microfiber towels here, and we're ready to go. Now this, honestly guys, is a very simple process. I would really encourage you not to freak out with how scary ceramic coatings can be. You can mess them up, but if you follow the steps, it actually works pretty well. So this coating, from what I've been playing around with on other panels here on the Cybertruck, I like to put it on a little bit thicker than usual. Again, it does have a thick film build, but I feel like it really goes on the surface better if you have quite a bit more coating. So I'm just working up and down here. Traditionally, I like to work in sort of a crosshatch motion. That just gives us the best chance at getting perfectly even coverage, making sure we get all of our corners. Now, one of the tricky things with Tesla Cybertruck is how large some of the panels are, especially this rear quarter panel here. You can see it's quite massive. Now, a lot of beginners, if you're doing this in your driveway, may be absolutely petrified to do this whole thing at once. I definitely think you can do it, but start on a smaller section. Maybe start on that window trim that goes right above, get a feel for it and see how it's working for you. I'm then going to install it back here. So realistically for this demo, I'm just doing this top section. If I were doing this off camera, actually coating this truck, I would be doing this entire panel at once. Now, one of the biggest things we need to talk about here is our flash time. Now, flash time varies very differently from every ceramic coating, but what is our flash time? So our flash time is essentially from when I just installed it to when I'm gonna go in, level the coating, and actually wipe it off. Now again, this varies. It also varies by temperature, humidity, your dew point, all of that fun stuff. Realistically, what Pam says to do on here is wait 1 to 2 minutes. Ideally, I would say right around that 2-minute mark, the coating still comes off amazingly well. Now, realistically, you can leave this on up to 4 to 5 minutes. This, though, is where people get very confused and freaked out when they start ceramic coating. You'll see very different results if we're working high humidity Florida or here in Colorado where it's very dry. Coating is gonna flash very different. Now, with this coating on normal paint, what we're looking for is it to rainbow. On here, it will start to rainbow a little bit. You can see it's darkened the surface a little bit, but it hasn't started to rainbow. So we're gonna wait that full 2 minutes. Don't freak yourself out with that flash time. Just try a little section. Again, start working on the smaller panels. If you mess it up, doesn't come off properly, you can always quickly go back and fix that instead of trying to fix a huge panel. One of the biggest mistakes a lot of beginner DIY enthusiasts make with ceramic coatings is number one, they try and work in too big of a section. They leave the coating on too long or too short. If you leave it on too short, it can actually be even harder to get it off with your towels here. The other thing is just getting ahead of yourself. So you don't want to coat this panel and then go, ooh, I'm going to do this one while it's still going. And then you get into this mad scramble of trying to get the coating off. This coating, from my opinion, is very forgiving. Now, I've installed thousands of coatings at this time. So for me, it's very second nature. I know what I'm looking for. Now, this coating, again, rainbows. There's some coatings out there that sweat, like polyxylazine based coatings. It's just very dependent. So watch some videos on it or read the coating instructions. But we're gonna wait here 2 minutes and then we're gonna get this wiped off. I'm gonna grab my first clean microfiber towel and just start to level this coating. It is unbelievable how nice this feels. Now, one thing you'll notice, it's very slick, unbelievably slick to say the least. And that's one of the negatives I had with the DIY detail metal coating, is that when I applied it on there, it was a little grabby. Now, I am very particular about my ceramic coatings, and I really don't like grabby coatings, so this is right up my alley. It just feels so smooth. You can feel the protection, but look how even it looks, even just after our first initial leveling wipe. It looks absolutely incredible. The entire panel, it did change color. Again, it darkened it, enriched it a little bit, but it didn't bring back a ton of those orange hues. Next, I'm coming in here with my second wipe down towel. This is going to be our final one. Now, big thing here, you want to always ensure you've got your panel perfectly wiped off before you move to the next section. But honestly, guys, it's really that easy. I'm not saying it's idiot proof for sure. You still need to be careful. I would not recommend you do this in the blazing hot sunshine, but this honestly is not a super hard and complicated coating to install. So for me, I'm 10 out of 10 thrilled with how this looks. I'm going to continue to do the rest of the truck. I'll bring you guys in a little bit closer when we're totally done. And then after that, we're going to let this cure 12, 24 hours. I'm going to come back tomorrow. We're going to show you some true hydrophobics on this and make this a video. I wish you guys could all be here in person to really take this in and look at the Cybertruck. Honestly, in my impression, this is the best I've ever seen a Cybertruck stainless steel look. So, of course, after the video yesterday, I went in, I coated the rest of the truck, all down the sides, of course, everything else. Now, this has been curing for about 36 hours or so, and this has been, I don't know, 18 to 20 hours. I don't even know what day it is, what time it is. Doesn't matter. We're here the following day, and I gotta say, it looks absolutely incredible. Now, I will tell you guys, one of the best things about this coating is the ease of install. You have a lot of flexibility. I was leaving certain panels on for about 5 minutes and just playing around with it. And I'll tell you, I truly think this is a coating that you guys can do at home. Now, you can get yourself into trouble. I gave you some tips and tricks earlier in the video during install. I wouldn't just, do this out in the hot baking sun, and I wouldn't be time rushed to do it. Take your time with it. If you're not comfortable with it, let a professional do it. This is a coating I'm going to be installing here at the shop for Cybertruck. So if you're interested, if you're in the Colorado area, if you want to make the journey out here like a lot of folks do, I'd be more than happy to do your truck. But man, I'm so happy. This is genuinely, guys, I put in 10 months of time trying to figure out how to get a Cybertruck to look like this. And the biggest thing for me is I want it to have that protection on there, because as you guys saw earlier, the fingerprint test that we did, absolutely amazing. Being able to quickly wipe those away with something like waterless wash and not really dealing with Windex and then dealing with water spots. Now, of course, this truck is local here, so I will be doing updates on it. Of course, I still need to do an update on our out-of-spec Cyber Beast so you guys can see how the other coating's working on that. But I really think, just my initial impression here, this is going to be incredible. So next steps here, we're going to move the truck out into the wash bay. I'm going to rinse it down with some high pressure water because I just want to see how the water behavior is on this. Now, one thing you guys are going to have quite a large question about is durability of this coating. And that's my biggest question as well. Is this going to be something that lasts 6 months, or is it going to last 8 years, somewhere in between? I truly can't tell you. Now, my experience with ceramic coatings is whatever it says on the bottle is not necessarily always what you're going to get, because realistically, a truck like this that's going to live outside, be here in harsh Colorado winters, is going to react very different to somewhere like Southern California or even somewhere like New York. So I wouldn't go crazy on thinking, okay, this is an 8-year coating, it's going to last 8 years. I personally, and this is my opinion, Pan has not talked about this at all, I truly don't think this coating is going to last 8 years on here. The coating surprised me, so I don't know, maybe it will. I just personally don't think it really will. I think stainless steel is going to be a little bit harder for that coating to physically bond to and keep that durable nature over time. But we're going to have this truck here We're going to make a ton of content with this. The owner of this, Thomas, is just the absolute man. He is so awesome and always lets us use his vehicles for videos and testing and things like that. So we will be doing updates on this truck. So without further ado, let's get this pulled up here and get to rinsing. So I want to check this out here on the front that's been curing for a little bit longer than down the sides. So I'm a little nervous for this. I don't know what to expect here. I'm expecting it to just, I guess, be crazy hydrophobic. But this is the first time I'm doing this. So you guys are seeing this live on camera. Let's get rinsing. Wow. Whoa. The hydrophobics are out of this world. Look at that. That is freaking amazing. I gotta say, guys, I am blown away with that. Absolutely blown away with it. Now you can see the bumpers here. I've of course coated with a different ceramic coating. This is actually coated with the same coating that is on the stainless steel. I just wanted to test it. All the fenders I did like that. Oh my God, the slickness here when you go to wipe it is out of this world. Yeah, I've washed so many Cybertrucks at this point. I played around with so many of them. Nothing has ever felt like that. It is absolutely smooth and slick. It just looks incredible. And I can't even believe the water behavior. I'm blown away. Absolutely blown away. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video testing out Clean by Pan the Organizer's brand new 8-year ceramic coating here on the Tesla Cybertruck. In my personal opinion, I really feel like this is a breakthrough for the Cybertruck, being that you can honestly treat this like a normal painted vehicle now. Now, I know a lot of you out there, I'm gonna have those comments saying, it's a truck, it should be dirty, I don't care. Again, this video is really not for those folks. It's for those folks who love this stainless steel and don't really want to wrap their truck or change the look and feel of the finish by putting paint protection film over it. The biggest thing to me here that's really struck me with this coating is that the fingerprints are really a thing of the past. Okay, yes, you can still see them, but they wipe away with absolute ease now. And I think this is going to be a whole heck of a lot easier to maintain. Now, of course, we need to see how this coating is going to last. This truck is a local truck here, so I will be making updates here on the Out of Spec Detailing channel, seeing how this truck looks in 6 months, in a year, and we're gonna follow and build this story on this ceramic coating. In all honesty, my expectations were very low for this coating coming into it, but that is the beauty of what we do here on YouTube. We get to test products, we get to play around, and really I feel like my 10 months of time that I put into the Cybertruck is almost kind of over because I figured out how to properly clean it, get tea staining marks out, really get this thing super cleaned, and now we actually have a protective coating that I am extremely comfortable telling DIY enthusiasts they can do and installing it here at the shop. So this is going to be my new Cybertruck coating for the foreseeable future. So I hope you guys truly enjoyed this video. I know it's been a long one, but I am absolutely thrilled with the results here. And it's a true testament in detailing that you never stop learning. Thanks so much for watching another Out of Spec Detailing video. We'll see you in the next one soon. Bye-bye.